Hello everyone, welcome back to Susie Saves. I am Susie. If you're new here, welcome on in. I am a weekly cash budgeter, and so that is what we are doing today. Welcome on in. So it is officially the first paycheck of September, which is kind of crazy because we had August end so soon after the last paycheck that it's paid for the first paycheck of September, but it was still in August. So our first paycheck of September has not come until like the 5th, which is kind of crazy. We have dual income here. We have me and my husband. My husband is salary, so his income is always the same, $950, but mine fluctuates. I did work a full week last week, so I made $790, which is my like baseline 40-hour week pay. So this week to budget, we have $1,740. We are zero-based budgeters, which means I will give every dollar of that something to do. As you've noticed, I did round these numbers. These numbers normally have some sense with them. I think technically it's like mine is like 791.85 and his is like 951.25 or something like that. I always round that off and just let that build in the savings account as a little bit of extra buffer. It's also easier for me just doing all this. I like to have nice round numbers. So let's jump into it. The budget's changing this week because we've been asked to pay electricity. So for those of you who might not know, we live in the mother-in-law suite of my husband's grandparents' house. We help them with like their pool, a lot of outdoor chores, like they're not going to be able to shovel the driveway, they're quite old, things like that, taking out the garbage. They have animals, so when they leave town or they're out for a day, we take care of them. So that is why our rent and stuff has been so much lower than like a house of our size. But they have asked us to pay electricity. It's been getting quite high. I don't super know what the rate for their electricity is. It looks like some months it's been like $150 and some months it's been like $350. So we're gonna see. It's not the full house electric. There are 2 meters, one for upstairs, one for downstairs. But the pool pump has been on our meter, so we'll have to pay a little bit of that because it's getting shut off this weekend or today, maybe even. So we're kind of having to guess what it's going to be, which is a little scary for me, but we're going to do it. So our rent is $800 and we pay that once a month on the 1st. So for 4 weeks in the month, it's $200 a week. I don't know how much the electricity will be. I am betting on about $200. Anything over that, we will cash flow. So I'm going to put $50 this week into there and all the weeks moving forward. And then once we get the bill, I'll be able to adjust this a little bit. Our internet, the highest it's been is $91. Technically, it should be $85 now, but I'm still going to budget like it isn't. So that's $23. Next, we have our variable expenses. So there's nothing, well, I've already negotiated the internet. The rent is not going to move. So these are always going to be the same every month, but our variable expenses can change. So for instance, gas and groceries. So if you want your grocery budget to be less, buy less groceries, go to a different grocery store. Like there are things that you can do to do that. For gas, it's going to fluctuate. Gas prices change basically every day. So that's just how that is. That's how variable expenses work. I am bumping up our grocery budget to $75. We have consistently been going over our $60 benchmark. Part of this is me, I am sure. I've gotten lax with calculating the grocery budget before we go. But part of it is that groceries got more expensive. Like, I'm sure you guys are seeing that as well. So we're just going to go ahead and bump that up. Gas gets $100, $50 for both me and my husband. That normally fills both of our tanks. We both have little beater cars, 4-door little beater cars. So Miscellaneous, this is where that $15 extra is coming from, so it's only getting $15. And dining gets $50. After that, we have our spending. Before my husband got his position in April, our budget was so tight. I would never even think about having our own personal spending. But once my husband got his job, he said, hey, you deserve it. And I said, well, if I deserve it, you deserve it. So we decided $50 a week for both of us. I'm going to be real honest with you. We have not been spending this money. It's been growing in an account that is attached to the cards, but we just haven't been spending it. I think there's like $700 in there right now, which is fine. That money is guilt-free spending. I'm not going to track it. I'm not going to worry about reallocating, probably until the end of the year. And then I'll ask him if there's anything in the new year he wants to buy that's a bigger purchase that would be like $1,000, or if we should look at reallocating part of that money. So our expenses this week, $50, $23 for internet, $75 for groceries, $100 for gas, $15 for miscellaneous, $50 for dining, and then $100 for personal spending, which is $613. Just to make sure we're on track, I'm going to go ahead and see our percent on that. 35% of our income, which is really good. A lot of people say that max your expenses should be around 50% of your income, so we're still under that, and that still leaves our savings rate to about 65. So we're gonna go ahead and skip saving. It's the last thing that I do. That's just me. I know a lot of people say to do that first. I don't do that. For our sinking fund, we have car insurance. This is only my car insurance. Both me and my husband are still on our family's plan because it's cheaper that way. The more people there are on a plan, the cheaper it is. So instead of just the two of us on a plan, both of us are on plans of I think like 4 or 5 people. So that is about $650 a year. So divided by 52 weeks, that's about $13 a week. And then I have my phone bill. Again, this is the same situation where my husband is on his family's plan, I'm on my family plan. They have not asked him for money for these things, which is why it's not in the budget. But it is $13 as well. Then we have some revolving funds. So for me, this is car maintenance, pets, gifts, and health. So for car maintenance, obviously anything that the car needs maintenance on, so that gets $10 a week. As far as this is concerned, I need windshield wipers, and then we both need our oil changed, but I don't think that'll happen until next month or maybe the end of the month. So pets is getting 10. This is for lights or crickets or flea medicine, food, litter, stuff like that. And then gifts is getting 10. This is birthdays, Christmas, graduations, weddings, all the above. And health is actually getting 20. We have some outstanding medical bills, or I do, so we're going to be paying that off. I'm trying to do it this week, but I tried to use the payment portal and it wasn't working, so we'll see how that goes. So all those things together is $76, which is perfect. For this debt category, we have no debt, so we do not need to worry about it, which is fantastic. It has taken us a bit to get here. 76. Let's try that again. So, and then 613. So that leaves us with $1,051. Again, this is a zero-based budget, so we're trying to allocate everything to somewhere. So we have $1,051. For our savings, we have a buffer account for our checking because we do have bills that come out. We want to make sure that if those bills happen to be higher than we think they're going to be, or if we forget about a yearly subscription or something like that, that we have extra money in there so that we don't go negative. We have mine and my husband's Roth IRAs. We have a stock brokerage account, and then we have savings, which we're currently trying to get our house down payment into. Though my husband's been back and forth about wanting a house, so we'll see if that eventually gets used for that or not. Okay, so first things first. My Roth IRA and my husband's Roth IRA always gets the same amount. And we're going to do $250 this week into both of those. We are getting closer to the end of the year. I would like to have these filled by the end of the year, even though that's not super necessary. That would be fantastic, so we shall see. This stock account always gets the same amount. It is $25. And that is from a 3% raise I got last October. So if my job changes, this will go up, and that would be great. We've also talked about adding some more to that, but we'll see. So our remainder is $526. I only deal in 5s and 0s for my savings, so we're going to go ahead and put that extra dollar in our buffer account, and then this leaves us $525 towards that savings / down payment, depending on what we use it on. And that is the whole $1,051. Woo! We've done it! So that is our budget for this week. If you're interested, I just did the cash stuffing for this on Sunday, so if you're interested, please go watch that. I'd love to have you there. If you're interested in our stock accounts, so we go through them on Tuesdays on our Transfer Tuesday videos. It is not financial advice. I am not a financial expert. It is for accountability, and I think it's interesting to see what people are invested in. So if you're interested in any of that, please please subscribe and like. I'd love to have you with us. I hope you have a fantastic rest of your Monday, and I will see you then. Have a good day, everyone.